shit, I still beat you.
Yeah, absolutely. BT, I don't care what no one says. Ryder versus Canelo was a hell of a fight. Listen, I think me and you are some of the only people that when the fight got announced, and it's funny, right? Because I get comments on these lives and older videos all the time. People who don't like watch me all the time that only saw when I was hating on Canelo in 2021 with Andrade. So they come back and they flap their gums and say they really think like my whole life revolves around Canelo, when in real reality I really don't. Like, I would rather talk about Lawrence Snooten or someone in South Florida than Canelo. I only talk about Canelo because I get asked about it, right? But I actually gave Canelo credit for that fight, because I felt like that was and when the fight got signed, I said, you know what, John Ryder is a good, credible 68-pounder. I look at John Ryder as a guy who should have been champion. They rather him against Canelo Smith. And when the fight happened, John Ryder showed who he was. He showed a lot of heart. Like, if I could take Andrade's skills and like combine it with like John Ryder's heart, I'd have like a perfect 68-pounder. Wow. Because John Ryder had showed that night that he had balls the size of King Kong. He went to Guadalajara. He went to Canelo's home country, fought him. And I'll tell you this: there hasn't been anybody in a long time, even the guys that beat Canelo, that's really stepped to Canelo, pushed him back, like that.
Well, so my Christmas wish and New Year's wish is that Ryder beats the fuck out of McGee if they fight.
And he'll get robbed in the cards probably because
you think so? What was that? It's
in Arizona. He ain't get no decision there. Boy, man. So that's what it is. Yeah. Shout out to QC. What up, fellas? Catching you while finishing work. I got Canelo trying to catch Big Charlo next. He's an opportunist. He'll choose him because of his mental state. No one. Yeah. And I keep telling everybody that, like, seriously, don't rule out. I can already see it. Canelo's gonna say, yeah, I'm going to fight Charlo because he's a champion. He's gonna say he didn't want to say that he want to fight Charlo because he was a champion, and he's gonna do what all fighters do. What I love when fighters ignore everyone else calling them out, and they say, oh, why are you fighting this guy? And they say, he called me out. Yeah. That's what Canelo's gonna do. He's gonna hit you one of those. And I think it wouldn't be surprising at all. What do you think about that fight, Canelo versus Jamal Charlo for the WBC? Well, I don't know. What he move? He'd have to move up. So
I'll just say
Canelo's not going down.
I'll be honest. I mean, you're gonna pick a guy that's got a mental state, going through stuff. I mean, God bless me. One last fight, he's not ready yet to. So you're gonna take that to your advantage. It's only like, and then if he beats him, he's gonna say,
"The art of war, baby." Yeah. It's the art of war.
You told me that crazy shit that the WBC still got them the belt. I was like, I cannot believe that.
The data says, man, I think Ryder versus anyone at 168 would be good, and that's what it is. John Ryder is one of them fighters. Like, look, man, I already look at him as a world champion. And I think he's the most underrated 68-pounder in the world. They still not, even after Canelo fight, they still not giving him the credit he deserves, honestly, which is crazy because he probably put on one of the most entertaining fights of Canelo Alvarez's whole career, to be honest with you. But that's why I like him, is because, like, win or lose, like, I know I'm gonna get a real exciting fight with him. I know, like, whether it's against Zach Parker, whether it's against Canelo, whether it's against Billy Joe Saunders early in his career, anyone he's ever been in that boxing ring with, Callum Smith, Daniel Jacobs, he's always went in there and he's always, fought his ass off. And I would expect it to be no different. Jaime Munguia, he's a fighter that I know Jairo all of a sudden is dick riding and won't stop dick riding. For some strange, weird reason, he got this new obsession with Jaime Munguia.
What I like about
and look, again, Jairo keeps putting his foot in his ass over and over again. He says Munguia is going to knock out Ryder. And it looks, no. He said Munguia is going to knock out Munguia. Exposed! I'm not even addressing your comment. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're drunk. You're drunk, Jairo. You're drunk. You're drinking Beck's. You're drinking Heineken. You're drunk, Jairo. Munguia going to knock out Munguia. What the fuck is you talking about? Exposed.
Anyways, you got to respect Ryder because he's coming over to the U.S. again to fight. He's going all over to make his opportunities.
Ryder went to Mexico, went toe-to-toe Canelo when most wouldn't. Exactly. True. A lot of these guys, I mean, look, I know when I went to the Billy Joe Saunders Andrade fight, right? I remember I saw Andrade there at the hotel, and I asked him, I said, hey, I said, boo-boo, would you, because his Paul was talking like, we'll go to Mexico City and fight him. And, he had that bass in his voice when he said, like, I believe Paul when he said it.
Yeah.
But then I asked boo-boo. It didn't sound as believable.
It's different.
I think it probably sounded believable when Paul said it. But my thing is this. I know a lot of fighters would never go to Mexico to fight Canelo. He did. And when he went there, fighting at that high elevation, that's not easy to get used to. Your nose will bleed a little easier. Put on a great fight. True warrior of the sport. You can never say anything bad about John Ryder. And if you do, then you're, in my opinion, if you say anything bad about John Ryder, you're a piece of shit.
You came from nowhere.
If you hate on John Ryder, you don't like boxing. That's how I feel. That's really how I feel. He's going to knock out. Yeah, Harold loves Mexican fighters. Harold doesn't love Harold doesn't love Mexican fighters. He's weird. Like, I'm gonna laugh. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna laugh if Ryder beats the shit out of him.
Harold just comes here to imitate Brendan. Simple as that.
That's what he's here for.
I love PBC.
Shout out to Dundada. Dundada's telling it how it is. Hyro exposed for drinking like Spence. Damn right. And David Asher says you are kind of hard on Munguia. Yeah, and it's for good reason. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I'm hard on Munguia.
He's laughing with you.
And to be honest, the only reason why I don't probably hate on Munguia more is because he don't speak English, right? So he's not gonna really have sound bites. He's not being like hyped up by all the Mexican boxing fans as the messiah of Mexican boxing. So, he kind of gets away with me not criticizing him more, because really I should be criticizing him more than Canelo, honestly. The reason I'm hard on Munguia is because this is a guy that won his first world title in the most favorable circumstances in history. Mm-hmm. He fought Saddam Ali, who fought an Asian Miguel Cotto, and upset him in Cotto's last fight, sent him packing. Saddam Ali was dumb. Saddam Ali had too much balls for his own good, and he was like, "Oh well, no, I'm gonna defend my belt," knowing that this guy's like 3 weight classes bigger than him. Okay, Munguia beat the shit out of Saddam Ali. Okay, then I was like, okay, you beat the balls to win the belt 154. Cool, congratulations, but it's not the most impressive thing. Then I saw the most disgusting robbery maybe I've ever seen in boxing. It's up there. It's in the top 3. I saw the Irishman, Dennis Hogan, who, by the way, is still fighting, still doing this thing. Yeah. Shout out to him. He's 38 now. But I saw Dennis Hogan go to Munguia's hometown. Okay, we're talking about what Ryder did to Canelo. Man, what Dennis Hogan did to Munguia in Mexico, beat the shit out of him.
He got robbed.
Got robbed blatantly. And I don't like that because Hogan's one of them guys. That one really pissed me off because Hogan's one of them guys where he put in the best performance he could have possibly put in. He won the fight. Mm-hmm. They took it from him, and he's one of those guys where like he's not gonna get like just skip the line and get another title fight. That was it. That was it for him. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't do that. So that one left the sour taste in my mouth. So then there's that. Then there was Munguia, just all the years of selectively picking and choosing up. I mean, I know Canelo picks and chooses, but Munguia took that shit to the umpteenth power, picking and choosing. So that's why I got a problem with him. I don't think he's a bad fighter. I think he's a good fighter. I like watching him fight. I think he's entertaining. But Munguia is one of the most protected fighters in boxing. Was Andre's number 1 contender for years. Refused to try to step forward and try to make that fight happen. Then had a chance to fight Johnny Beck for the interim title. Turned that down. At middleweight. I mean, he is one of the most protected, most overrated, hyped up fighters in boxing.
If Golden Boy thought he did,
and I'll tell you, I give him his respect for Derevyanchenko. I'm giving him respect for Ryder. I think he's a good fighter, but I really, to be honest with you, I dislike him a lot more than Canelo. I don't talk about him as much as Canelo because he's not as relevant as Canelo.
And Golden Boy's been protecting him to make him this mega star. And
Golden Boy in Zenith Promotions. Now, Hyro says, you were impressed. See, Harold, you keep doing it to yourself. You were impressed by Bam Rodriguez beating Old Quadras wrong. Like, yeah, you want to know why, Harold? Because he did something in those fights that your boy Benavidez refused to do because he wants to chase this freckled faced clown around, right? And that's he moved up in weight. Yeah, they were old. Okay, yeah, they were old. Quadras, he moved up in weight on short notice. He didn't like that was on short notice to fight him. He didn't get no like bunch of time to train and game plan for that fight. Beat him on short notice. Rungvisai, hell of a win. Rungvisai is one of the biggest, most physically strong guys in that weight class, and he did what I thought and a lot of people thought he wouldn't do to him. And he moved up in weight to do it. That's why he got credit. And Benavidez is not doing that. Yeah, so that's why
he said he had to get a tune-up before he goes up there.
So so that's what it is. Hogan was damn near gypped. Yeah, they robbed him. They might as well just robbed him of his shirt and his underwear and his car and anything else he had with him because that's what happened to him in Mexico that night. Dennis Hogan should have been the champion. That's why I look at Dennis Hogan, even though you know, he never officially on paper won the world title, I look at him as a champion because the reality is when you fight a Munguia in Mexico, unless you take a spiked baseball bat and bash him in his head 30 times and kill him, you're not gonna get a decision. So
it is.
That's what it is.